You staying through all this bad behavior that's just not aligning with you. You don't like it. It's toxic. It's doing whatever it's doing to you. And you complaining, but you staying. Why would they change? You staying anyways. Hey y'all, it's Megan May and this is Transparency, where we keep it real about our growing pains and all the beautiful moving parts of life that may not be the most glamorous but shape us into who we are today. So if you're ready for some introspection and evolution, go ahead and lock in by hitting that subscribe button, and if what I says resonates with you, you can go ahead and leave me a comment and or like so I know we see each other. So I forgot to say this last time, but happy Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Shout out to my girl Tyler. Shout out to my work mom, Miss Gwen. I'm not sure Tyler watches the show. I hope she does. But yes, shout out to all the breast cancer survivors. It's not an easy journey, I can only imagine. And I did lose the only living grandparent that I've known to breast cancer. So yeah, rocking my pink to support y'all and keep the good fight going. But today, y'all, I am not gonna lie. I did not feel like recording today. But I've been coming to y'all and I've been telling y'all need to push through whatever distractions, temptations, feelings, emotions that are holding you back. And I just have to start practicing what I preach. And so I'm here today despite how I'm feeling, and I am feeling very exhausted. I wasn't feeling myself. This is the same week, I don't know which episode will air first, but I recorded a prior episode talking about building confidence, and I was rocking my pink then as well. But I recorded that episode with the intent to record a following episode that same day, and I just didn't have it in me. So I told myself I was going to record today, and I came from work and I did not feel like recording. Spent a whole hour and a half talking to my friends on the phone, and I was like, okay, what is it going to take for you to get up and record? And I didn't have lashes on in the last video, which y'all will see. And I didn't have lashes on in, I think, the video before that either. So I was like, let me throw on some lashes and some lip gloss, change my attire, put on some earrings, some rings, and just jazz myself up a little bit. And sometimes that's all it takes. So I do feel a little bit better just by catering to my appearance in that way. And I'm saying all this to say, like, when you feel feelings of resistance, you have to find the thing that's going to push you to do the very first step, the very smallest step that you can think of that's going to get the ball rolling. And for me, that is putting a little bit of effort into my looks for the camera. So anyways, a lot of talking has been done. Haven't said what the topic is. Today's topic is go ahead and free yourself. Word to our girl Fantasia. But I'm not talking about what she was talking about necessarily, because in the song, she's saying go ahead and free yourself in terms of like, if you don't want me, then don't talk to me and just leave me alone. But I'm going to reverse it, because I think I mentioned, I don't remember which episode specifically I mentioned this in, but oftentimes I feel like we be knowing when something is over with. We know when the relationship isn't working anymore. We know when the friendship is something we've outgrown. And we be trying to hold on to these things for whatever reason a lot of the times when they're no longer serving us. And so I wanted to talk about what does it take? And not even what does it take necessarily, but like, what should it take for you to walk away? Because if I ask what does it take, and I guess I could pose this question on Instagram, because I need to do a lot better with my social media engagement. I drop when the episode drops and I go ghost. But what is it going to take for you to walk away? It really shouldn't take much. But I just want to say a little bit about this subject, and I'm coming straight off the dome today because it's something that's really been like registering in my mind and just replaying in my mind since breaking up with my ex-boyfriend. Like, I just be applauding myself a lot because I do not be waiting to go. I be giving an extension, like a small period of time, to see if behavior is going to change once I vocalize the things that's bothering me. But I do not be waiting to go. I be out of there. And that's not even just with him, that's with any situation. And anybody from my past can second that. Not that they need to, but anybody from my past can second that. I be gone. I don't come with no explanations or none of that, because by the time I get to the point where I want to walk away, I vocalize to you my concerns, the problems that I'm having. I'm giving you chances and room to change your behavior. And I feel like when people show you that they do not care about your concerns, your grievances, you need to walk away. Don't feel like you need to continue to beat stuff into people's head. They heard you the first time. They know how it makes you feel. Even if you don't vocalize it, people oftentimes do things because they stuck in their ways, yes, but a lot of the times, even for people that's not considerate, not thoughtful, they know when bad behavior is going to leave a bad taste in somebody's mouth. They just don't care. And so you need to care about yourself enough to walk away. So let's get into today's topic. So to start, I just want to say this, because this is something that I've been having to remind myself of a lot lately, especially at work, because I've been noticing things about people that I've been working with for quite some time. I've been noticing things about people in my family, people in my friend group, and I don't know, it's like, I don't know where all of this is coming from, like why I've been extra vigilant lately, but I've adapted the, I guess, what would you call it? I've adapted the mindset, for lack of better words, of accepting people as they are. And what I mean by that is, okay, when people be thinking like, oh, I would never do this to them, how could they do this to me? That is very well true. But people are who they are. We are shaped by our experiences. We are shaped by our background, our environment, our circles, our circumstance. We are shaped by so many different factors. We come from so many different walks of life. And so people are who they are. So what I'm going to say next is what I really need to resonate with you and sit with you and stick with you. And that is, when people show you who they are, expect for them to continue to be that person. Let me make sure that makes sense for you. That means if somebody that you love, and I'm saying love because this is something that I actually am personally experiencing right now, but if somebody that you love shows you that they are a selfish person, they put their needs above the needs of everyone else all the time, they don't consider how their behavior makes anybody else feels, and they feel like their feelings, their needs, their wants, everything about them should be everyone else's priority. Like, basically, it's their world and we're just living in it. If it's somebody that like that you love, he finna piss me off. I'ma just keep talking. So if it's somebody, that shit got louder. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna talk as loud as I possibly can without feeling like I'm yelling. But y'all, when I say it's not a leaf on this man's driveway, he just does the most. And I'm not mad. Take pride in your home. Take pride in the appearance of and the aesthetics of whatever is meaningful and valuable to you. So I'm not mad, but I'm just like, dang, bro, like, for real, the timing. I mean, it's the evening time. It's like 4:30. It's 4:49. So it is the evening time. But like, he just came home. I'm just like, ah! Okay, anyways. Perfect example. Perfect example. I can't be upset. I can't be upset. I was talking about selfish people, and I'll tie it together in the end. But I cannot be upset about him coming home and doing work on his lawn, despite no work needing to be done on his lawn. You know why? Because this is a regular thing for him. He does this all the time. It might be his stress relief. It might bring him peace of some sort. I don't know what his reasoning is, but that's just who he is. And so going back to selfish people, when you have somebody that you love, but you know that they're all for self, you have to be able to create the boundaries that you need to create and create a mind space and a mindset for yourself so that you aren't so easily triggered when they do selfish things, because that's just who they are. Now, am I saying that you have to accept people for who they are and keep them in your life and keep them close to you? No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But I feel like for me, and I see it a lot amongst other people, not even people that I'm necessarily close to, but just in the workplace and just growing up and being in different environments, I see it a lot. We get upset, we get offended, we get out of ourselves when people do things that are unique and specific to them. Like, that is exactly who that person is. We get upset though when they've proven to us time and time again that this is just who they are, instead of just having the expectation that this is how this person is going to behave, this is how this person is going to show up, this is how this person is going to act. And it's just like, why stress ourselves? Why put all that unnecessary pressure, stress, uneasiness, unhappiness on ourselves when this is who this person is? Why would you even put into your mind that they would be any different? You are setting yourself up for disappointment, because they done proven plenty of times that this is how they operate. This is just who they are. And so I really wanted to talk about just taking our power back. You know, go ahead and free yourselves from the situations that are causing you all this anxiety, stress, annoyance, whatever ill feelings that are coming from experiences and people that you allow to penetrate your mind and penetrate your soul, your heart, your spirit. Y'all, taking it back to what I was saying about my ex-boyfriend, to make things even more practical for you to understand if you still don't get where I'm coming from, I was just thinking about like the things that I was excusing because I was more so banking on potential. Like, oh, he's like this now, but as I'm graceful, as I'm understanding and still communicating what I don't like and what I want to see change, I believe the change is going to come. And so I'm not going to be too hard on him about this specific thing, because I've already voiced my concerns regarding this, and I believe the change is going to come. But what we are not considering when we take that approach to reality is that this person is X amount years old. If it's your mama, if it's your daddy, your sister, your cousin, anybody who is already of an adult age, just think about it. Just like when people are telling us to go to therapy and be patient with yourself because it's a lot to unpack. You have childhood trauma, you have this, you have that. It's a culmination of things that makes this person the way that they are. For what reason do you feel that you voicing how you feel today, 3 months ago, and continuously for the past year, or however often, for however long that you've been voicing your concerns and your feelings, for what reason do you feel like they're going to be able to just flip a switch and change like this? They're not going to. And so going back to the idea of standing on business, even though this isn't the context that I was using it in, this is another area that you would need to stand on business in. Because realistically, when people show you who they are, you can accept it because you have no other choice. It's not a matter of, oh, you was raised like this, you would never do this, how could they do this? It's not a matter of that. This is who they are. And so you can accept it and choose to work with it, choose to be patient with it, choose to coexist, or you can let them go. And I choose a lot of the times to let them go, because nothing is worth your peace. At the end of the day, you are in this part of your life. For me, I'm 26 years in. I'll be praying to see the age of 100. So that means I have a whole lot of life left. Why am I going to allow this one thing, this one person, to throw me off so much so that I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, I don't want to talk to nobody, I want to be left alone all the time? And I'm not saying this specific to me. Now, I have had these feelings before, but just in general, you know, when people come and they just disrupt your peace, disrupt your joy, disrupt your vibe, and it affects, like, it trickles into every other aspect of your livelihood. Because you're one person. Now, you're multi-dimensional. You can feel multiple things at one time. But let's be real about things. Not everybody can compartmentalize how they're feeling and still show up the same despite how someone else is affecting them. Now, if this person is super close to you, they might have a greater impact on you. The things that they do, the triggers that they just push every time, that might have a greater impact on you than somebody that you probably just work with, and once you clock out, you really don't have to worry about them to the next day or the next week or whatever. But in those instances where it is somebody close to you, you have a decision to make. Because you can sit there and complain about this person time and time again to your best friend, your mama, your cousin, whoever. Go on the internet and talk whatever you want to talk about them. You could do whatever it is that you want to do. But at the end of the day, they are still taking some of your power away. They still taking some of your energy away. They still taking some of your attention away from whatever else needs those things. Because you are allowing them to. You are allowing them to. And so I really want to also talk about, why is it that people stay in these situations that are obviously making them unhappy, uneasy, dissatisfied? Why do people stay in these situations? Now, I don't stay. Like I said, I extend grace, I communicate how I feel, and I give room for change. But if you're not changing, I'm not staying, because I got so much life ahead of me, and you are only this much of a factor. Yes, it hurts to let people go. I'm super sentimental. When I say I feel things so deeply, and I hold on to things so much, because I really cherish the people in my life. But I have come to learn that people come into your life for a reason. And some people's reasons are fulfilled within the season. And so, as much as it might hurt to let them go, they've got to go. Go ahead and free yourself. Because, okay, let's talk about why people stay. So people stay oftentimes because they don't know their worth. They may have low self-esteem, they don't know their value, or they're just holding on to the idea that this person is going to change. This person could be selling you a dream that they are going to change. This person could be a narcissist that is mind controlling you and creating these false ideals, gaslighting you to make you think you the problem. And this is a lot of the times why people stay. Because now you sitting here questioning yourself, like, am I tripping? Maybe it's not that big of a deal. Maybe I can get with this. Maybe this, maybe that. Considering all these things when you be feeling some type of way. So that means y'all don't align. The connection isn't there. The season has come to a close. Like, why are you staying? Because you don't feel like it's anything better out there for you, because you feel like this person is doing something for you that you can't do for yourself. Like, I'm actually asking you as my audience, like, if this is something that you struggle with, I really want you to consider the reasons behind why do you be allowing people to still have access to you? Why do you stay in friendships that don't serve you? Why do you stay in relationships that are hurting you, bringing more harm than good? Why do you do that to yourself? I provided a list of reasons, but it could be none of those. You could have something that's very, very unique that I ain't never even considered. But I'm just going based off of the things that I've noticed for myself, that I've seen for myself, that people have shared with me. Because me and my friends have very honest communication, very open and honest communication. So I know a lot of the times, especially for those that are in some type of abusive relationship, it's not easy to walk away. People really do be mind controlling people. People really do be having low self-esteem. And sometimes people stay out of pity. People stay out of pity, and they be sitting here banking on the potential of the person and thinking that because you're communicating things to this person, they love you so much that they're going to change. They might love you, yes, but that's who that person is. Are you going to be staying down with them for however long for them to change? Because let me tell you something else. And this is something that I feel like I don't even have to say, because I feel like it's so common that everyone knows this. When you voice how you feel about something and people continue to repeat the behavior, okay, cool, let's say it's a mistake. Let's say it's a mistake, because what did I say? We can't unlearn bad habits and toxic behaviors in a day. Not even in a year for some things. Like, things do take time. But are you willing to compromise your own sanity, your own health, your own peace of mind, your own joy? The things that really are feeding you and building you up, are you willing to compromise those things because you want to patiently wait and sit in here praying on potential that someone else is bringing? Or probably not even bringing, but you think that they can change. You think that they have the potential to be X, Y, and Z. They probably ain't even shown you any signs that they can be that thing or be that person. But are you willing to stay down? Are you really willing to waste years of your life? Like, the concept of time just keeps coming up for me. It really does. And even today when I didn't feel like recording because I don't feel my best, I'm sitting here like, I already done allowed Monday to go by, Tuesday to go by. If I allowed today to go by, then likely it wouldn't have happened tomorrow because I got a full day tomorrow. And likely it wouldn't have happened on Friday because I ain't even edited the video that's supposed to drop this week. So at what point would this video get recorded? Do you see how a whole week done passed me had I not recorded this video? So now, relating the concept of time back to what we're talking about, are you willing to really wait around for someone to potentially change? Because oftentimes what I see and what I hear is that people don't end up changing. Why? I'm laughing. It's not funny, but I'm laughing because it makes sense, but it's unfortunate. People don't end up changing because you stayed. So if you staying through all the bad behavior, and yeah, you talking about it, and yeah, you getting mad, you getting outraged, you raising your voice, yeah, you doing all these things, but you stayed. So if you staying through all this bad behavior that's just not aligning with you, you don't like it, it's toxic, it's doing whatever it's doing to you, and you complaining, but you staying, why would they change? You staying anyways. At some point they just gonna block out the noise. You sitting here doing all this, you sitting here frowning, puffing up your face, huffing and puffing, rolling your eyes, you sitting here doing all this, but you staying. Go ahead and free yourself. Go ahead and free yourself, because time is passing by while you enduring all of this that you don't have no business enduring. Just let them go live their life. Now, I know it's not as easy for some people. I'm speaking as someone who's not married, who's not in a relationship, who don't got no kids, who still stay at home with their family. So I understand. Some people, like I said, stay because things are being done for them. So you might be staying in a toxic household with somebody that used to be your friend. I'm using this example and it's funny. It's not funny. I keep saying stuff funny, but it is funny, but it's not funny. But I'm using this example because this happened to one of my close friends recently, my sister. But you staying in a toxic, well, she didn't stay. because I don't want her to watch this and be like, but anyways, you staying in a toxic relationship or toxic living situation because it's convenient. You not friends with this person no more. Y'all done fell out. Y'all done exchanged words. Y'all probably even put hands on each other. And you staying because it's convenient. And you don't want anyone to criticize you if you have to move back in with this person, whether it be your mom, your sister, whoever you were staying with before. You don't want to hear the criticism or deal with the scrutiny. So you just gonna endure something that's not serving you, that's taking out of you, taking away from you. You just gonna endure all of that instead of going ahead and freeing yourself. Where's the logic? Where's the logic? And I feel like this also ties into just us needing to really live for ourselves. Because when I tell you, I've learned that people that be having all the most to say, they don't be in no better situation than you. Ever. Ever. The haters be so loud because they sitting here worried about what you got going on, so much so that they really ignore what they can be doing with their own lives. So never allow what other people's opinions of you is going to be. Oh, you want to stay in this relationship because you 30 years old and you still not married. You however years old, still don't got no kids. Listen, I told my godfather that I told my godfather and my mama best friend. I told them that I was no longer in a relationship, and they thought it was just so weird. And it just made me think about, for one, how times have changed. Because I think back then, like back in the day, people were staying and saying women were staying with men because you had to stay with them. I'm not even talking about before the times of divorce. I'm talking about when women didn't have the freedom that they have now. You were staying with somebody because you needed them. They was paying all the bills. Where was you gonna go? You would be like an outcast if you decided to leave your husband, because that's unheard of. Your husband cheating and doing whatever he doing because he's the primary breadwinner. But we live in different times. We live in such different times. A lot of these men can't even do a damn thing my daddy be doing. Can't change no tire, can't do no oil change, can't build nothing, can't do nothing. And you think I'm finna stick around and bank on potential? And even taking out the things like building stuff and doing all the handy type stuff that I associate as men's work. They don't even be willing to help in what is looked at as women's duties. When you be sitting here coexisting, because I'm always tripping over words, but coexisting with the man in a home, y'all sitting here living together, whether y'all consider yourselves roommates or y'all consider yourselves a couple, whatever you want to call yourselves, when you sitting here doing all that and he expecting you to cook and clean and do his laundry and all this other nonsense, and he not doing nothing that you think a man supposed to be doing, go ahead and free yourself. Like, yes, I'm telling you to accept these people as they are, because they are who they are. But staying in situations that just don't serve you in any capacity, and I'm not talking about serving you from like, oh, they paying for this and they paying for that. Like, if you really don't need them to pay for those things, then that's not an excuse. But even in situations, I feel, and I'm going to tread lightly in saying this, I feel like even in situations where you feel like you need somebody or you have to stick around with somebody and endure things with people and stay down with people that's not really good for your mental health and your overall well-being because they're providing something for you, I feel like that's just an indication, like, you have to be so fed up with the situation and so fed up with that person where you have that drive in you to change your circumstance no matter what. So if that means you got to go out and get another job, or you have to move back home, or you have to roommate with somebody else that you feel like is more considerate and more responsible, whatever the case is, you need to do that. You need to do that, because as time goes on, you are deteriorating over time, whether you realize it or not. And I would just hate for us to get up in age and just be thinking about how we wasted so much of our time in our life. Because let's be real about it. These people that be just so for self, that be doing things without the consideration of your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, how it's affecting you. Those people are like vampires. They're sucking you dry. So you cannot show up in the ways that you need to show up in your life for you, much less anybody else that really matters. You can't. You can't. You don't have the mental capacity. You don't care to. Because you might not even want to be bothered, or you might not even want to be seen. Because they just taking so much out of you. So why not just go ahead and free yourself? Especially those of us who still very youthful, very vibrant, still full of so much life. I don't care what the situation is. When you be sitting here just settling for anything, thinking that, oh, you've been friends with these people since you was in elementary school. Okay, they not doing nothing with their life, but you want to stay down because this been your dog since however long ago. Okay, but you here and they still here. And it's nothing wrong with being in two different pages or two different journeys, two different lanes. Y'all in two different lanes anyways. But are they making the progress to inch up here? Or are they content with being down here? If you in a relationship, are they really trying to work towards something? Like, be honest in your communication. And I keep saying that because that's very important for any relationship. With the job, what are your goals? How long do you plan on staying with this company? Now, you don't really have to disclose that information, but that's something for you to know. Like, oh, if I'm not making X amount of money by this time, I'm going to move around. If I ain't received a promotion by this time, then I'm going to move around. Go in there knowing what your goals are. For a friendship, is your goal to build a sisterhood, a brotherhood, a sisterhood? Is your goal to just have this person to go out with? Like, I don't really care to share anything sentimental with you, anything dark or deep with you, but I like going out and having a good time with you. Like, know what your intentions are and make your intentions clear for yourself, if not anybody else. And if those expectations are not being met, you need to dip. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. And so if anybody popped into your mind as you were listening to this episode or watching this episode and you thinking like, this might be somebody I need to distance from, or somebody I need to completely cut out of my life, I need to make an escape plan of some sort. Like, if any of these type of thoughts ran through your mind as you were engaging with this episode, then I need you to really take some time to sit with yourself right now and make a pros and a cons list. Like, what value is this person adding to my life, and what are they taking out of me? What do I dislike about them? And is this something that I can live with? Because, I mean, let's be real. There's things we're going to dislike about everybody because we're all so different. So you're not gonna like everything about everybody, but is it something that you can live with? Is it something that you can coexist with? And how close of a proximity does this person need to be to you in your life? Because this is your story and your world at the end of the day. So how close does this person really need to be to you? And once you assess that, you're gonna decide, okay, so am I cutting this person off? Or am I distancing myself? If you distancing yourself, what boundaries are going to be put in place for your own mental well-being? Because you already know who this person is. So you know, if you telling them like, oh, I don't want to go out every weekend anymore, I can only go out one weekend a month, you already know that they might press you to still go out with them. They might say, okay, cool, whatever, like, might ask you why, but then when you give them your reasoning, oh, I just want to stay in, stack my bread up, or I just want to stay in, work on my business, or I just want to stay in, whatever reasons you give them, they might just be like, okay, they might seem down with it, they might seem like they supporting you, but then when the weekend approach, they still hitting you up. Oh, you trying to go out to such and such place? Now you already done told them. Okay, cool. Strike one. Now you got the expectation that next weekend, even though you gonna tell them no, but next weekend they gonna ask you again. Alright, cool. You already done made it known initially. You done reminded them last weekend. Now they still pressing you to do the same thing that you told them you wasn't with no more. What you gonna do now? Now you accepting that they not, living by the boundaries that you set. But are you going to keep them around? Because let's be real, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. I told us to stop playing in our own face the last episode that I posted. Now, I done recorded more episodes since then, so I don't know where this will fall in comparison to the one I'm referencing. But I done told us we need to stop playing in our own face. But of course, that goes without being said. Stop letting these people play in your face. After you done told them one time and you gave them that reminder, the third time is disrespect. Stop letting these people play in your face. Okay, cool. You're not respecting my boundaries. I might need to actually block you out. We could be cool, like on a high and by basis. When I'm ready to go out, I might just hit you up. I don't know. We'll see. The call is yours. But realistically, that's disrespect. They don't take you seriously. They don't take you seriously. Their desires, their wants pertaining to whatever y'all got going on is stronger and more important than what you've communicated for yourself. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. It's time to clear house. And as we're approaching the end of 2024, I keep seeing all this stuff about winter arc. Make this your winter arc. You know how people be saying like, oh, I'm leaving you in 2020, whatever. I love that. I love that. I haven't done that since probably like maybe like 2019, 2020. Because I'm thinking of one specific person, but I don't remember when I cut them off exactly. But I haven't done that in a while. But I love that. I'm leaving you in the past. Period. Let that be your winter arc. Start clearing out house now. It is October 23rd, 2024, and I really want us to be so serious about ourselves that we are clearing out house. The people that's not serving us, that be stepping on our toes, overstepping our boundaries, being selfish, not wanting to consider our thoughts, our feelings, our emotions, and the way that they affect us with their nasty behavior, their nasty attitudes, just being inconsiderate, not thoughtful, all of the things. Get them out of here. Beat it. I love saying that now. Because just beat it. And to you, my friend, go ahead and free yourself. I'm calling all the lyrics. Word to MJ and Fantasia. Go ahead and free yourself. Because the longer you keep them around, the more disrespect you're going to endure. And at some point when you do get to your breaking point, because you'll get there. Now, I don't know how much time you would have invested into this relationship, this friendship, this job. I don't know. But you'll get there. But by the time you get there, you're going to be so worn out. You're going to be so tired. You're going to be so tired. Don't allow these people to have this much of an effect on you. Taking this much of your power away. Get them out of here now. Especially if you already been putting up with some stuff from some people for quite some time now. When you watching this video or listening to this video, get them out of here now. I'm saying this very sternly because I mean it. And I am a little bit cutthroat. I mean, even my mama said it. I am a little bit cutthroat because I just feel like we only get one life. That's the fact of the matter. We only get one life. And the choice is yours. You can live your life however you want to live your life. But if you're going to be sitting here upset and complaining about people mistreating you or not taking, care of you. Let's say care of you. Because when you love somebody and you appreciate somebody being in your life, that's what you do. You take care of them. You show up for them. You be there for them. And when they tell you something is upsetting to them, that they don't like something, like if it's within reason, you change those things. because you love that person and you value the relationship that you have with that person. So you change those things and you accommodate and you compromise to make it work. But for people that just be so stuck in their ways, accept what they are showing you. The first time, you tell them. The second time, you warn them. You know how they be like, the first time, shame on me. The first time, shame on you. The second time, shame on me. And there won't be a third time. Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree. Don't stick around longer than you need to, because people are who they are. And if you cannot stick around and not be affected in a negative way while you waiting on them to change, go ahead and free yourself. And to keep things 1,000% real, I also wanted to point out the situations that don't even be mutually beneficial, where you're the one that's the better friend all the time. Because let's not act like things don't happen that make us shift a little bit. But you know, we're not a bad friend. We just be going through things. Or we're not a bad partner, bad employee. We just be going through things. That's okay. That's part of the human experience. But people that really just be takers and you be sitting here showing up and showing out for them, and they really be giving you bare minimum efforts all the time, or they be just acting like you not really that important, you know, moving with you like they could do without you. Let them do without you. Let them do without you. Free yourself. Because realistically, the people that be takers, if they're gaining something from the situation or the relationship, why would they be the one to leave? They're never going to leave because they're gaining something. Like, if they feel like you don't respect yourself enough to go ahead and bounce and get out of the situation, then why would they leave if they're gaining something from the situation? Only you are hurting. Only you are staying in that situation praying for something to change. They know they're not finna change. They know whatever work it takes for them to meet you halfway, or for them to do whatever it is that you're asking of them, is probably too much for them to even try to do. They know they're not going to change. So when I say go ahead and free yourself, I'm really trying to tell you to save yourself from the hurt, from the pain, from the violation, from all the things that can be damaging emotionally, physically, mentally, financially. I mean, just think about it. If somebody said, I'll give you $1,000 a day, $1,000 a day, this is just a free $1,000. $1,000 might not be no money to you, but $1,000 a day for the rest of your life to do whatever you want to do, that's easy. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 1,000. But if they said, I need you to do, let's see, something that I know I really don't want to do. I need you to go bungee jumping one day. I need you to go deep sea diving with sharks one day. And you sitting here thinking like, I'm scared of heights. I can't swim. But I can get over my fear of heights. And I can learn how to swim. But do I really care to do that? Like, I can get $1,000 another way. Like, this is probably the mentality that that person has. Like, yes, I can put in the effort to change. But do I really feel like getting uncomfortable to make that change right now? Or is this something that this person could probably live with a little bit longer? Like, you don't really need me to go bungee jumping right now. Maybe I can do it like this time next year. By then I'll probably get over my fear of heights. By then I'll probably learn how to swim. And I mean, sharks are scary, but like, I've seen other people, you know, I could watch videos of people that be swimming with sharks. So I can get over my fear within that time. And I'm not saying people don't change because they're fearful. I'm just using this as an example. Like, the incentive is cool. Like, okay, you gonna stay and I don't have to change because you're gonna stay anyways. But like, if you're gonna stay anyways, then why would I change? Because I'm still getting $1,000 a day. As I'm sitting here contemplating, am I really finna go bungee jumping? Am I really finna go swim with the sharks? I have time to change my mind. And I'm still getting $1,000 a day. Just to put things in perspective, you have to be the one to leave. Go ahead and free yourself. Go ahead and free yourself. Like, it's not gonna work any other way, because not that many people respect you or love you or care about you enough to go ahead and leave you alone in a situation that they're benefiting from. Not that many people. Like, it's unfortunate to say, but at the same time, if you don't love yourself enough to leave, why should they love you enough to leave you alone? You gotta make the call. The ball really in your court. So what you gonna do? Barbecue or mildew? Go ahead and free yourself. And I'm gonna leave it right there, because I don't even want to keep going in circles. Like, y'all get what I'm saying. And it's not an easy process. It's not. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna sting. It's gonna bite a little bit. But all these people in the world, billions upon billions of people in this world, I promise you, you're going to find your people that value, that love you, that cherish you, that do whatever it takes to make it work. So, I send you off with love, with lights. Happy Breast Cancer Month again. Even though it might not be Breast Cancer Month by the time this drops. But, yeah. Love y'all. And I appreciate the support, y'all. My last video has been doing really well in comparison to the others, and I am super excited and super happy and super thankful about that. Didn't mention that in my last, well, I didn't know that it was doing so well in my last recording, actually, but I went back and looked at it, and I was in shock. So thank y'all so much for the support. Keep it going. Send this to your friends, your cousin, your mama, your auntie, your neighbor. Send it to whoever, because this is a message that everybody needs to hear. But I send y'all off with love, with light, and I hope y'all have a fabulous weekend, a fabulous week ahead. And yeah, that's all I got. Free yourself. Toodles.